Yo guys, I'm Excavation and I'm back here for episode number 2 of the Nyck De Vries career mode.
Welcome back, and now it's time for the qualifying session to determine the grid order for tomorrow's feature race.
So yeah, we're here at the Baku city circuit, Bahrain, the round before, of which we got P12 in the sprint in the feature race and a very disappointing P19 in the sprint, despite having some good pace, with just bad mind from me, to be honest. Just everything went wrong that weekend for us. But jumping into qualifying here, I definitely felt a lot better in the car than last race in Bahrain. And I think it shows, just my exits. I mean, yeah, for sure they were great and there was still a lot I was losing the back end on. But it's a massive improvement over the first time I jumped in an F2 car to the second time I jumped in an F2 car. So that's positive that we're improving. And yeah, I did feel quite happy in the car for times. Coming to the final part of this first qualifying lap, I set the car up to be very quick in a straight line, especially compared to the rest of the F2 field. So we were losing a lot in the corners, but we were getting it all paid back on this straight. And our first lap we went P19. There was a lot left on the table, I felt. And then jumping into this second lap, I was very ready for it. I was feeling ready because I felt we could get at least P14. Very nice through there. I was actually really happy with the actual entrance. The exit was a little bit sloppy, but coming into the second turn, again, not too bad, but there, just getting on the power, losing the back end, and round we go into the wall. And that is going to be our qualifying over. That is that. And that was very sad because I was very ready for it. But now the feature race is all about recovery, I guess, which isn't what I wanted it to be. I wanted to be pushing for the points and then really getting a big points finish in the sprint race. But, not everything goes the way you planned it, and that's that. We had a long way to come back in the feature race.
For the race tomorrow, but before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top 3, which are Norris, Albon and Sergio Sette Camara. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the feature race tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
So Sean Galel was only actually one place above us in the end, so realistically it wasn't the worst qualifying I could have had, but it was not great.
Welcome back to Baku. We're on the edge of the Caspian Sea in a bustling, vibrant capital, which for only the 3rd time plays host to Formula 2. This is not your usual racing circuit. It provides one of the most complete tests for the field. Sector 1 sports a set of 90-degree corners around the block, if you like. Sector 2 gets even tighter with the old city walls. Sector 3 just turns 16 to negotiate, and then 2.2 kilometers flat to the floor, full throttle in 6th gear, all the way to the end. Davide, is there anything we should be looking for in today's race? The teams are all very competitive at the moment, so are we about to witness a push from anyone in particular?
Hi Alex, the team will have been studying everyone else out there very carefully, so I think we are in for a very interesting event today. I can't wait to see how this race unfolds.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Lando Norris lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Alexander Albon. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sette Camara, Delatraz, Luca Ghiotto and Russell, Markelov, Fuoco, Latifi, Maximilian Gunter, Fukuzumi, Aitken, Arjun Maney and Merritt, Boccalacci, Lorandi, Makino and Sean Galeo. De Vries and Nico Kari completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So I will tell you now that this is a very short clip of the whole F2 feature race at Baku. Basically, won't be long until you find out what happened, but as we get away here now, the 5 lights are out, we kind of come across, lose the back end a lot, trying to cover off Kari, but have to give it up. into the braking zone and just squirming around, trying to find a place to go alongside Galale. Now we're going to try and dive down into turn 2. We actually get to do some good diving there. We actually get up into P17, but then give P17 up to Makino. And coming down the back straight now into the braking zone, we go trying to battle with Makino. He's got the outside and we end up letting him go by. So we're back to P18. So we've made 1 place up since the start of this race, and that is our teammate Sean Galale. Towards the middle sector, we brake quite early, brake quite late, sorry, and have to dive to the inside and do hit the wall to avoid contact with Makino. Coming towards the castle section now. Just trying to find our footing through the castle section now. I was very nervous. I wanted to get up the field quickly when realistically I should have just been patient and waited for the back straight, but hey ho. We lose the back end, which gets Kari, gives us a great run. Kari gets past, trying to slipstream back up, and he goes very slow on the apex, and we quickly dive to the right, but hit the wall, and basically we pit, and we don't make an overtake throughout the rest of the race. Don't get overtaken, don't make an overtake. We sit in 17th, 5 seconds apart from everybody. Didn't see the point of showing the rest of it.
Joining me for the race today, I'm delighted to welcome back to the commentary box the 2012 GP2 champion, Davide Valsecchi. Davide, it's great to have you with us for today's race. Any tips for our drivers out on the track today?
It's a real pleasure to be here, Alex. We are in for a spectacular day in Formula 2. My advice is to stay calm, look after the car, look after the tires, but don't be afraid to push when you see an opportunity. Using the DRS on some of those long straights will be crucial for the driver looking to make a challenge.
So jumping now into the sprint race, what was hopefully going to be a big points finish is now looking like once again, this is the 4th race we're doing, and the 4th time I'm looking to a recovery drive into some points. And a poor start, we dropped down to 19th already, going to go round the outside instead of the inside this time. Try to go around the outside of Boccolacci. We're going to try and push Boccolacci across, and he's going to have a major dive bomb, and so do we. We actually make contact with our teammate there, Sean Galale. And now Lorandi is really on our tail. He's really trying to get past us, pushing about as hard as Makino was in the feature race, but we cover him off, and down the inside goes Kari. We're going to have to leave him the space, and we do just that. But literally, like happened with Makino, we were on the outside though, and we made it. We stayed ahead. Galale ahead of us, and we really want to push on. We want to be a bit more tactical this time and be a little bit calmer. We'll just wait for that back straight. As Davide say, push when you need to push, and right now we don't need to push, but we do see an opening, and we do dive down the inside of Sean Galale. Make a lovely, tidy overtake. No contact, no nothing. Beautiful overtake. And really, I was just taking this one a lot more patient. I was waiting the entire time instead of pushing the car to its limits.
Okay, that's a good start.
So from P17, we're up to P16. But obviously, we're down at P19 right at the start. So we're going to try and hunt down Boccolacci now. Towards the end of the lap. Towards the end of the second sector, now just turn 16, and the long straight to come. Getting the car in, getting the power down, hunting him down, and this is where the car was just set up so much better than anybody else for this section alone. The aim of my race was cling on through the first and the middle sector, and then just bomb it through the final sector, and that's exactly what we're doing here as we go past Boccolacci. And we might even have a sniff of Makino here. Coming to the end of the lap, we're going to dive into turn 1 and we get past. Are we going to hold it? We're going to go deep, but we hold the position up into P14 after the first lap. And Giotto ahead. We're going to have to try and hunt him down. It's not going to be easy, but we're going to give it our best go. Moving on now to lap 4. We haven't made too much ground on Giotto. As I said, it's quite hard to stay in the middle sector, but this time I got a little bit more groove, a little bit more of a groove through the middle sector, and picked up just a little bit of extra time. And now we're trying to push down the straight, getting a good slipstream on Giotto, which is so quick through this section because of this car's setup. And now we're going to be going. We're going to go down the, well, I say down the inside, but we're on the straight still. But now we're going into the brake, so braking and making sure we stop before we hit Fuoco. And a lovely overtake on Giotto up to P13. And I was really feeling good. I felt like, you know, there's a big train all the way up to like P5, so I felt like some points were definitely on the cards here. And we don't have to look no further than towards the end of this lap, as now we've had a really good 3 tenths up on our best time. We're going to get the slipstream and the DRS on Fuoco. We don't even need the DRS. He's going to leave us just enough room. We're going to have to stay flat through there. We get past before the DRS, get the DRS over, and can we make an overtake on Fukuzumi to the outside? We're going to go down with brake late. We're going to get stopped before Aiken. We're going to go a bit wide again. And we're going to make the overtake, and Fuoco, I believe, gets past, as we're going to leave him room on the inside. We touch wheels slightly, and now Fukuzumi and Fuoco are going to try and get past us here. I feel like I had them covered, but bang, they come down the outside and the inside, both of them. We touch Fukuzumi. Fuoco hits the inside, taps Fukuzumi out wide, and I've just been mugged off by them. Now moving later onto the lap, we're going to dive back down Fukuzumi. We're going to touch a slight touch on Fuoco, and at this point I'm angry. I've seen the big gap now between us and Aitken, which is the battle towards the points. And yeah, I'm fuming to say the least, but we're going to try and chase Fuoco now. What can we do? Hunting down Fuoco into the braking zone. We're going to get closer and closer beautifully through there, just kissing the apex. Down to turn 16 now. We need a great exit. We get a fantastic exit. And if anybody else's fate is similar to this, then Fuoco will be in our dust by the start-finish line. We have to actually downshift to stay away. We're going to push him out. And we're going to use the DRS nicely to just drive away from Fuoco. And a lovely overtake to get us back into P11. And Albon's in the pits. That gets us up to P10. And yeah, as I said, look at the gap. It's 5 seconds between us and Aitken. And that's what the Fukuzumi and Fuoco dive bomb has done to us. We lost 5 seconds on Aitken. We only have 4 laps to get it back. Lap 7 now towards the end, and Mary's going to come into the pits, moving us up to P9, which means had we maybe broken later or defended better to Fuoco and Fukuzumi, we would have stayed within touching distance of Aitken, and we might be in the points right now, because obviously in the sprint race it's 8th or better. Moving on to lap 8 now towards the end, and we just never really we could never gain as much time as we needed on Aitken. We would have gained 10th one lap and then lose 2 tenths the next, and it was just not a good way to finish. You can see 5.2 the gap, but interestingly enough, Giotto is going to get very close towards the end of this race. We move towards the end of lap 9 now. Coming through the fast left right hand, which is barely corners. Really foot flat to the floor as Giotto, as you can see on the minimap, is gaining, and Aitken is distancing himself from us. And that is a little bit of they're all just pulling each other along nicely with the DRS and the tow. But 5.1, so we gained another 10th, but you know, my fight had gone with Aitken, and now onto lap 10. You can see Giotto's very close to us now. Look at how close he's gotten. And to be fair, we were catching Aitken. We weren't dropping off too much yet, I don't think. I think this lap actually was very poor for us. And yeah, 5.6, we lose 5/10 on Aitken. And onto the final lap, obviously no chance of catching up to Aitken, unless that's all I was trying to do, just push just in case there was a kerfuffle and one did go off in the runoff area. So I was dying to get some points on the board, especially after the disappointing end to the feature race. But Giotto getting closer. You can see the debris from my battle with Fuoco and Fukuzumi. And Giotto getting ever closer. Look, he's right on our tail now on the final lap. And I was not willing to give this position up, to say the least. Not in the slightest did I want to give this position up. And now coming towards the castle section. Nicely through there, actually. We were, as I said, we were pretty good with the car. I mean, the tyres were definitely getting worn out. That's definitely one thing I do need to work on, tyre management. Because at the moment I'm just sliding around too much for my tyres to even stay in temperature windows, stay in freshness, you know. We actually skimmed the wall, and that's just showing the lack of grip we have, and that we've got some front wing damage now. We hit the wall again, and we are choking under the pressure of Giotto behind us, and he's very close to us. Will he get us with the slipstream and the DRS? We are very quick in a straight line, very slippery, and I think we should have him covered off. Coming through the right-hander, and oh my god, we hit the wall again. Scrub off a lot of speed, and maybe Giotto will catch us. Wow, we are choking under the pressure of Giotto behind us on the final lap, but we'll just about hold him off. One more lap, and I think we might have been overtaken, but a P9 nonetheless, and not a bad performance, especially from P19 on the grid. P17 on the grid, sorry. So, definitely could have been worse.
So Russian Time have won it, and what a great race it was. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
I think this race was won thanks to the tire management. You have to remember, it's not just about going as fast as you can. It's about consistency. It's about maintaining your speed over an entire race distance. So being able to keep the lap time competitive while still respecting the tires, that's where they won today.
Another race and another victory for Russian Time, as we see the drivers make their way out to the podium for the final ceremony. Superb racing out there today.
So yeah, the top three looking like Markelov, Latifi, and Lando Norris. Definitely could have been a worse race. Definitely showing signs of improvement. And the first two tracks on this calendar, one strong for the Aero, one not strong for me. So I'm definitely positive that we can get some serious points in the next race at Spain.
And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It's a good result for Lando Norris, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Sergio Sattecamara. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
On to the teams then. There was also a strong showing from the Russian Time team today as they make their way up the standings. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you there.
That's the results for the sprint and the feature race. Thank you guys so much for watching. We plan to get some serious points next round in Spain. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this series and what you would like to see done differently. But for now, I've been Excavation. Hopefully see you guys next time.